Okay, this is a 15.4-inch laptop bag made by Antler. It's part of the ProTec collection, and that really just stands for a degree of protection that the laptop gives you. This has got a firm frame, as they call it, sides or surrounds, like all the way around it. So you've actually got here something that I can't crush. It's very, very solid. So underneath the cordial nylon, you've got something quite solid in here, and that even if you were to squash and crush this, it's not ever going to go shorter or shallower, I should say, than about 1.5 inches deep because of the frame surround. Okay, looks and feels really nice, good quality as Antler goods are. Some nice metal adornments, good quality zips, and in this particular model range you've got slight rubber feel to them, so you've got a really nice fat feeling grip here. The main case itself, the zip pair here can actually be padlocked. It's large enough to get a reasonable sized padlock in, but these are, you know, at the end of the day, these are relatively small. To give you a feeling for size, I'm going to quickly just undo a pen top, and I'm going to pop a refill through it because it's something that I think everyone's going to have at hand. So let's pretend this is like a Bic refill or a normal standard pen, and there's some wiggle room there, but you're talking about perhaps another millimetre or more wider. Now, all luggage shops, etc., sell these small dinky padlocks for cases, so don't expect to have Fort Knox with your bag, but it does mean you can lock it and nobody can gain easy access to the main laptop area, which we're now going to open and go into now. We'll come back and go through the front cases and the back, etc. Okay, as I mentioned, inside I've got a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and it's quite a shallow laptop, so it doesn't need the full depth available in this case. So certainly you can get yourself a more standard size, larger laptop into here with no issue at all. Fixed and fitted to the actual bag itself and inside are these two Velcro straps that hold the laptop in place. They're slightly to the left. I'd perhaps appreciate them as a bit more central, but certainly no issue at all. It holds the laptop in snug. And you've got an adjustable side well padded retainer, so if you were to use a smaller laptop, maybe not a non-widescreen 15-inch or a 12-inch or a 14-inch, I'm going to quickly throw a MacBook Air in here just to give you a bit of scale. A smaller laptop, but again deeper, then you can use this divider here to prevent things from sliding around, and again keep your transformer and other necessary items in your mouse, etc., to the right hand side without interfering with the main area for your laptop. Pretty much though, this is being used for the MacBook Pro. I have this pretty much on full extension, but not 100% all the way across the right. As you can see, I've got a few inch gap here. Not enough to put the power supply and plugs down the side here, but because there's so much depth available in this case, I can put them on top neatly with other things, and I certainly have no problem with storing everything I need in my travel case. So I'm going to just pop this back in here, so at all times we've got an actual laptop in, so it's a realistic kind of use. Okay, before I fully close the lid, on the inside here you have a rather large pocket, and it is just a single pocket, but it goes the full width, easily able to handle A4 books and folders, etc. In fact, I'm going to use my little MacBook Air again as an example, so that could neatly slide in there, and that shuts up quite nicely. I'm going to seal the main laptop area itself. There's nothing particularly fancy in there, apart from the fact that there is good solid foam padding on the underside, and in between part of this case lid, and you can get a better idea if I open up this other front pocket. So this is now a separate additional front pocket, and in here you have various compartments, places to pop your mobile phones, papers, pens, etc. And there are many compartments in here, so there's quite a large zipped area, quite a trim area. This is perhaps only going to be an A4 pad or a magazine, etc. But you can now feel where the actual foam padding is. So between the laptop above and below, you've got really nice, heavy, very dense foam feeling going on. So anything additional you put into this part here isn't necessarily being protected by the foam, but it's adding additional protection to your laptop, which is obviously down in the lower level. So this is a full-size zip area. You have another full-size zip area in the actual lip of this flap, and this gives you another full width. So this is going into this front area. And there's a little bit of pleating going on in the front here, so this could actually take some quite bulgy items, and there'll be some give in the front here. So this is where, if you've got anything particularly large, possibly even if you've got, depending on the size of feet, you've got possibly even a pair of shoes, etc., you can get quite a few things in the front there, as long as you don't mind your bags bulging. So lots of little compartments in there, very nice and neat. I'm going to just seal this up. Again, these zips, really nice rubbery feel. So this half Antler icon logo you've got here embossed is all within this lovely, really grippy rubber. There's a couple of other nice things I want to just quickly show you. So you've got with it a really neat shoulder strap affair, as you'd expect. It's adjustable in length. You've got a nice grippy side that goes against your suit shoulder or your shoulder clothing, etc. There's a reasonably nice bit of detailed design on the back here. This of course slides because it's adjustable in length, and you adjust in length by this slidey buckle here, as you'd expect. What you basically get here, the different from many other companies, is this solid feel of good Antler product here. You've got a very nice metal D-ring here, and on the end of it you've got a really well sprung, well made solid metal clasp that of course goes on each side. I'm just going to quickly do this up. The D-rings on the bag itself feel very strong and well secured. So you've got here an over shoulder option as well as the handle. To be honest, unless I'm travelling a long distance and I've got other luggage, I don't use the shoulder straps. I find the handle very, very comfortable, and I particularly like the handle because it's also solid. So as I mentioned earlier, that the laptop bag surround is rigid. The handle has also got something rigid inside, so it's well padded, don't get me wrong, it's comfortable to hold and use, but it's also ridged, so I can't crush that. And the reason why I like that is because after heavy use and your hands getting hot and warm, etc., some lesser quality handles will just go squidgy on you and fold, and before you know it, you've got a very, very small thin contact point on your fingers and hands, and therefore the whole way the laptop's digging into a very small contact point, where this maintains its width. So although it's only just under an inch wide, it stays and retains its shape, and that adds the comfort. So that's nicely padded and firm and nicely solid. Okay, there's a few other nice little features. I'm just going to turn this over. It's much easier to show it now looking at the back. This is a pocket pouch, so it's got a Velcro on the top here, and again it goes to full width, so you can get yourself nice magazines and papers in here. And the nice thing about it is that you've actually got this very versatile pocket stroke hidden zip here. So underneath this flap, you can unzip all the way through, and as you can see, if I put my arm all the way through, you've got yourself the ability to turn what looks like a pocket into a trolley sleeve. And so you can be using this either, again, if you're not travelling with multiple luggage, you can use this just to shove your newspapers in, your magazines in, etc. But if you have got yourself a trolley or a wheeled case, you can then open this up, obviously not using it to store anything, and then you can slide it onto your luggage and you're carting it around with you on top of your luggage without having to carry this at all. So that's a really nice versatile option, and for infrequent flyers, infrequent travellers, where most of the time you just want it as a bag, this gives you in effect an extra sleeve, an extra pouch, without losing the kind of flexibility that you want in this kind of bag. So that's a nice feature. There's a couple other weird little things that I've got to show you because they're a little bit interesting. So on this very side here, you've got a little flash of red and a little black tag. That's actually sprung, so it's quite hard to pull out this, and as you can see by its blank nature, I don't actually use it, but that, and it literally sprung, that's not some magic trick. If I let go it will shoot back in, is what they call a concealed name, address and telephone. So it's concealed ID, so I guess it just helps prove very quickly, you know, this is my bag. Or if you see another bag identical in an airport, you can quickly pull that out without having to rummage around or unlock the main padlock area to prove that this is indeed your bag. Okay, so this comes with a year guarantee. This has obviously got official Antler warranty, so keep the receipt. This goes for anywhere between £30 and £40 here in the UK, which can be anything like 35 to 45 euros or up. It's part of the ProTec collection, and that's both an indication of the styling as well as the foam. I personally prefer these ones with these hard sidewalls or surrounds, and it's partly because at the end you've got the case that it just will not crush, and even though you've got other things on top of it, you've got a lot more knocks. Most knocks occur in corners, etc. This has got a nice firm base. Now there's nothing particular with regards to rubber feet, but what you have got is this much harder wearing kind of rubbery plastic coated on top of the nylon that adds an extra robustness, so really good at anti-scuff. Hasn't got rubberized feet, hasn't got wheels, etc. This is quite a light unit when it hasn't got a laptop in it. And as I say, plenty of compartments and pockets. You can have quite a big bulge in the front. You've got extra compartments on the back, and internally you've got plenty of sleeves both within the laptop area and the actual front area for power adapters, transformers, mice, external keyboards, etc, etc. I've got in here 2 Apple laptops right at this very moment, and it's really easy to carry and lift, and you'll find that it looks after your laptops just equally as well. It's a nice simple design, it's understated. I wouldn't say that Antler have always looked as good and clear and plain as this. Sometimes they've gone a little bit garish. I quite like this half Antler style in the red, and certainly it doesn't detract from it. It doesn't look overvaluable, doesn't look like it's got the most expensive laptop on it, but it's a good bag, good case, and certainly I can recommend it. It takes the knocks that you need it to.